Oh, we could have lit them on fire. Let's do it now. Come here, Stenvar. Come on. Stenvar. Oh my god. Okay. Woo! Look at that brooms fly. Better to burn it up now. We don't want to end up having that happen by accident when we're down there, you know? Burn up the oil. Alright. Got an orc here. More poachers! This is terrible. Bandit cheese. Oh, nice. Yeah. Those are pretty nice boots, huh? Let's take his boots. Very thiefy. Oh, I see why he wore the hood. Old fella. Covering up that hair loss. I understand. I don't judge. Pardon me. Hey, look, another key. We already have that key. Ooh, monies. Alert! Ooh. 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 By novice, it means don't move anything at all, and you'll immediately... Ooh, an amulet of Mara. Pretty. Okay. Oh. Hello. Pardon me. What do we got up here? Anything good? Books I haven't read? Ooh, the Ransom of Zarek. That sounds interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a minute! It was not. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer Part 1! I've been looking for this forever, but they don't tell you, like it just gives you the first title. It doesn't tell you that it's an Ancient Tale of the Dwemer until you pick it up and look at it. And sometimes I don't look at books just based on their original titles. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! I'm gonna read this book right now. But first I will tell you that today's beverage is a Southern Tier Brewing Company's Extraordinary Ale, Finn and Max. Can you see that? It's hard for me to tell because I can't see what the camera's doing. But it's not bad. I would say it's a little thin. But it has a nice balanced flavor to it. Anyway, yes. The Ransom of Zarek, Ancient Tales of the Dwemer Part 1 by Morabar's Soul. I'm excited. Is that a G or an S or a T? What the hell is that supposed to be? Oh, it's a J. Good lord. Jalamiel stood in her garden and read the letter her servant had brought to her. The bouquet of joss roses in her hand fell to the ground. For a moment, it was as if all birds had ceased to sing and a cloud had passed over the sky. Her carefully cultivated and structured haven seemed to flood over with darkness. "We have thy son," it read. "We will be in touch with thee shortly with our ransom demands." Zarek had never made it as far as Akgun, after all. One of the brigands on the road, orcs probably, or accursed Dunmer, must have seen his well-appointed carriage. Why did you send him in a well-appointed carriage? And taken him hostage. Jalamiel clutched at a post for support, wondering if her boy had been hurt. He was but a student, not the sort to fight against well-armed men, but had they beaten him? It was more than a mother's heart could bear to imagine. "Don't tell me they sent the ransom note so quickly," called a family voice, and a familiar face appeared through the hedge. It was Zarek. Jalamiel hurried to embrace her boy, tears running down her face. "What happened?" she cried. "I thought thou had been kidnapped." "I was," said Zarek. "3 huge, soaring Nords attacked my carriage on the Frimborn Pass. Brothers, as I learned, named Matthace, Ulin, and Korg. Thou should have seen these men, mother. Each one of them would have had trouble fitting through the front door, I can tell thee." "What happened?" Jalamiel repeated. "Were thou rescued?" "I thought about waiting for that, but I knew they'd send off a ransom note, and I know how thou does worry. So I remembered what my mentor at Akgun always said about remaining calm, observing thy surroundings, and looking for thy opponent's weakness. Zarek grinned. It took a while, though, because these fellows are truly monsters. And then, when I listened to them bragging to one another, I realized that vanity was their weakness. What did thou do? They had me chained at their camp in the woods, not far from Sail, on a high knoll overlooking a wide river. I heard one of them, Korg, telling the others that it would take the better part of an hour to swim across the river and back. They were nodding in agreement when I spoke up. I could swim that river and back in 30 minutes, I said. Impossible, said Korg. I could swim faster than a little whelp like thee. So it was agreed that we would dive off the cliff, swim to the center island, and return. As we went to our respective rocks, Korg took it upon himself to lecture me about all the fine points of swimming, the importance of synchronized movements of the arms and legs for maximum speed, how essential it was to breathe after only third or fourth stroke, not too often to slow thyself down, but not too often to lose one's air. That's not how you explain that. Anyway, I nodded and agreed to all his fine points. Then we dove off the cliffs. I made it to the island and back in a little over an hour, but Korg never returned. He had dashed his brains at the rocks at the base of the cliff. I had noticed the telltale undulations of underwater rocks and had taken the diving rock on the right. But thou returned? Asked Jalamiel, astounded. Was that not then when thou escaped? It was too risky to escape then, said Zarek. They could have easily caught me again, and I wasn't keen to be blamed for Korg's disappearance. I said I did not know what happened to him, and after some searching they decided he had forgotten about the race and had swum ashore to hunt for food. How do you just forget about a race you're in the... These guys aren't that bright. They could not see how I could have had anything to do with his disappearance, as fully visible as I was throughout my swim. The two brothers began making camp along the rocky cliff edge, picking an ideal location so that I would not be able to escape. One of the brothers, Matthias, began commenting on the quality of the soil and the gradual incline of the rock that circled around the bay below. Ideal, he said, for a foot race. I expressed my ignorance of the sport, and he was keen to give me details of the proper technique for running a race. He made absurd faces, showing how one must breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, how to bend one's knees to the proper angle in the rise, the importance of sure foot placement. Most important, he explained, was that the runner keep an aggressive but not too strenuous pace if one intends to win. It is fine to run in second place through the race, he said, provided one has the willpower and strength to pull out in the end. I was an enthusiastic student, and Matthias decided that we ought to run a quick race around the edge of the bay before night fell. Ulan told us to bring back some firewood when we came back. We began at once down the path, skirting the cliff below. I followed his advice about breath, gait, and foot placement, but I ran with all my power right from the start. Despite his much longer legs, I was a few paces ahead as we wound the first corner. With his eyes on my back, Matthias did not see the gate in the rock that I jumped over. He plummeted over the cliff before he had a chance to cry out. I spent a few minutes gathering some twigs before I returned to Ulan at camp. Now thou were just showing off, frowned Jalamiel. Surely that would have been a good time to escape. Thou might think so, agreed Zarek, but thou had to see the topography. A few large trees, and then nothing but shrubs. Ulan would have noticed my absence and caught up with me in no time, and I would have had a hard time explaining Matthias' absence. However, the brief forage around the area allowed me to observe some of the trees close up, and I could formulate my final plan. When I got back to camp with a few twigs, I told Ulan that Matthias was slow coming along, dragging a large dead tree behind him. Ulan scoffed at his brother's strength, saying it would take him less time to pull up a live tree by the roots and drop it on the bonfire. I expressed reasonable doubt. I'll show thee, he said, ripping up a 10-foot-tall specimen effortlessly. But that's scarcely a sapling, I objected. I thought thou could rip up a tree. His eyes followed mine to a magnificent, heavy-looking one at the edge of the clearing. Ulan grabbed it and began to shake it with a tremendous force to loosen its roots from the dirt. With that, he loosened the hive from the uppermost branches, dropping it down into his head. That was when I made my escape, mother, said Zarek in conclusion, showing a little schoolboy pride. While Matthias and Korg were at the base of the cliff and Ulan was flailing about, engulfed by a storm. Jalamiel embraced her son once again. Publisher's note. I was reluctant to publish the works of Morabar's Soul, but when the University of Gwillem Press asked me to edit this edition, I decided to use this as an opportunity to set the record straight once and for all. Scholars do not agree on the exact date on Morabar's Soul's work, but it is generally agreed that they were written by the playwright Gore Phelim, famous for popular comedies and romances during the interregnum between the fall of the First Cyrodiilic Empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. The current theory holds that Phelim heard a few genuine Dwemer tales and adapted them to the stage in order to make money, along with rewritten versions of many of his own plays. Gorphelum created the persona of Morabar Sul, who could translate the Dwemer language in order to add some sort of validity to the work and make it even more valuable to the gullible. Note that while Morabar Sul and his works became the subject of heated controversy, there are no reliable records of anyone actually meeting Morabar Sul, nor was there anyone of that name employed by the Mages Guild, the School of Julianus, or any other intellectual institution. In any case, the Dwemer and most of the tales of Morabar Sul bear little resemblance to the fearsome, unfathomable race that frightened even the Dunmer, Nords, and Redguards into submission, and built ruins that even now have yet to be understood. So these are ancient tales of the Dwemer, but they might be bullshit? Is that what you're telling me? That's so disappointing, dude. That's a good story, though. Now I'm, like, afraid to leave anything behind in terms of books. That was a cute story, though. What's this? Spell tome. Transmute mineral ore. I think I already know that. Some meat, some healing, some other stuff. Whoops, wine, didn't mean to take that. Ooh, some silver ore. That's good. Wow, so much loot in here. So looty. What's this? Iron? No, corundum. Do I need corundum? Probably not. Maybe. Look, it's the moon amulet. Find Carter's caravan traveling the roads or outside of one of the major cities and return the moon amulet. Yeah, that's going to be the hard part. Oh, nice. Maybe we will mine this.
Don't get too far ahead.
Do you have my pickaxe?
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
Thanks. Do you have my pickaxe?
Sure. Feel free to hand me all the gold you want.
Where's my pickaxe?
Let's go.
Oh, I bet it must be in Riverwood. Okay, there's gotta be a pickaxe around here somewhere. Help me look for a pickaxe. Oh, wow. These mammoth tusks are worth a lot of money. Oh, somebody's gotta have a pickaxe. Oh, look. Yep, I just almost got myself killed trying to get this coin purse. Ah! I'm stuck! Ah! Great. Pickaxe. 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 There's gotta be one around here somewhere. Whoops. Sorry, Stenmar. Maybe there's one out here? Sorry, Stenvar! Oh, jeez. Better save. I really wanted a pickaxe, but I'll take money. Aw, elf. Come in handy. Oh, I don't think I can get that without... Oh, wait! Yeah. Give me that. It's nice being the Dragonborn. That was probably a misuse of my power. Really should be thinking about that more often. Been using my powers for my own ends a lot lately. Alright, pickaxe, pickaxe, pickaxe. He doesn't have a pickaxe. Aww. Oh well. We don't really need that corundum anyway. Everything else is iron. Alright, we have the moon amulet. Oh. Let's just take off. Ow. 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 I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm just a little clumsy. Okay? The Dragonborn is clumsy. Can't help it. What do you want from me? Oh my goodness. It's nighttime. We need sleepies. We need sleepies. Do I have my... Probably not. Do I have my bedroll? Use? Drop? Yeah. Keep watch, Sunmar. I'm sleepy. And now I'm stuck. Well, that's not the bedroll. Wait. There we go. Climb into the, Ooh! I'm a better mage than I thought I was. Look at that, y'all! I didn't even need a bedroll! I can just hover! What's happening? Glitchy McGlitcherson here. What is going on? Oh god, don't tell me. Go ahead and rest an hour. Can I get up now? Wow, this is the glitchiest. This is the glitchiest I think it's been. Since that time I tried to sleep in the I tried to sleep actually in the tent. Let's just rest till morning. Let's see if that helps. Okay. You wake up feeling rested, and then you get right back into bed. Oh dear, are we gonna be here sleeping forever and ever? Alright, let's try fast traveling, shall we? Let's see if that helps. Maybe just leave the packed bedroll there since it's not treating me well right now. I might need to update that that mod. Not entirely sure. I hope we're able to walk when we get to Whiterun. I hope we get to Whiterun. Oh god, no! Oh no! This isn't good. Wow. I am very glitchy. Wow. Okay, now I'm moving. Okay, I'm able to move in first person.
Wait, I know.
Yeah, I'm probably actually laying on the ground, but let me just try to get inside another building. Glitchiest night of sleep ever. I just assumed this is all a terrible nightmare that she's having. Oh god. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, I could go. Oh, I don't own the bed. Alright, let me run a room. Let me try sleeping in a regular bed, fixes it.
Got to thinking. Maybe. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Are you joking?
Yep.
I'll show you to your
Okay,
room.
thank you. Just gonna try to
Need
sleep
anything
up
else?
here.
Just let me know. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Woohoo! Yes! Dude, Stedvar, I just had the weirdest dream. You have no idea. It was so weird.
There's been talk amongst the guards that you are Dragonborn. But such a thing, surely that's not possible.
Oh, God. Listen, if you'd had the night I had, you wouldn't believe what was fucking possible, okay?
Don't get too far ahead.
Whew! That was weird. Let's just save right here. I I've only ever had that glitch out when I actually tried to sleep in a tent. So yeah, I probably need to, maybe there's an update to that, or it's clashing with something else, but we left the pack bedroll behind, so it's not really gonna matter. Okay. I wonder where Karja would be. I think maybe we should just head out to Riverwood at this point, because once I get to Riverwood and I get all my stuff back, I am gonna need to go back home, figure out what to leave behind, probably do a lot of crafting and stuff. So there's gonna be a big cut when I do get back to Riverwood. So I might as well just go ahead there now. Especially now that I can walk upright like a person. Whew, that was scary. I wouldn't want to go through the rest of the game looking like I was laying down when I was in third person. Are you okay?